Hi, my name is Angela Denny, and today we are speaking with a professional who has been trained by the Institute for Family Professionals, also known as IFP. IFP is a program of Lakeside Educational Network, and it provides ongoing training to family professionals who serve our children and family systems in the greater Philadelphia region. Our hangout today is co-sponsored by Lakeside and the United Way of Greater Philadelphia and Southern New Jersey. So today we are speaking with Tommy. How are you, Tommy?
Good, yourself?
I am good, thanks. And so I understand you are in the midst of taking some IFP classes. And what we're wondering, Tommy, is how that experience was for you. Like, what did you glean from the classes, and how was it useful to the clients that you serve? But first of all, if you can just tell us your name and then who you work for and what your clientele is like.
Yeah, my name's Thomas Campion. I am employed at a hospital, Horsham Clinic. I'm what they refer to as a CAC. I'm actually a Certified Advanced Drug and Alcohol Counselor. I work on a dual diagnosis unit that are patients that enter in crisis that have a co-occurring mental health issue along with a substance use dependence.
Okay. So then how, like what classes do you remember taking, Tommy, or what kind of, let's see, concepts or skills or methodologies stuck with you that, seem to have an effect on those you're serving?
Sure. I'm finishing up my third round of trauma-informed classes with Lakeside IFP. I started out with trauma awareness and deepening trauma awareness, and I'm currently finishing applying trauma principles. I have a master's in science and a certified advanced drug and alcohol counseling degree, so I had some awareness of trauma that affects a lot of people I encounter. I'm clean and sober for 27 years, so I have an awareness there. But these classes were a revisit and also an opening of some new ideas how I can better use my clinical services for people, a lot of which are impacted by trauma. I got a lot of use out of the ACE acronym, assessing, choosing, and executing. I also got a lot of help out of, this training is very dedicated to the readings. They actually stringently, sometimes annoyingly, but very effectively go over the readings that we have. So a lot of the neuroscience of psychotherapy that we use gave me specific information about how the brain actually works when people are dealing with trauma in the present. So applying my clinical skills to the clientele I serve as I was acing, as we say, or re-acing, I could determine some of the actual biological realities the client was dealing with through the trainings I got at Lakeside. Would you like a specific example?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. Recently, and I have to be a little bit global because I don't want to violate confidentiality even with some broader terms, but I was dealing with a gentleman, first time in treatment, who horrific childhood trauma at a couple different levels. And as I was acing and talking to him, doing a drug and alcohol assessment, I noticed he was in the freeze type mode when the hippocampus is hijacked, flight, fright, or freeze. And I just had that sense. Active listening is something that we do a lot of training here at Lakeside. So I just had a sense, and I described to this gentleman some of the specific areas of the brain that was being affected in real time. I referred to the Broca's area of the brain, which actually has to do with speech. So when I explained it to this gentleman, you got the aha moment, his eyes were open, and he further self-disclosed some more information, which he told me was the first time he ever told anybody. And it had to do with some trauma in childhood through people that were supposed to take care of him, so it was pretty traumatic. But the sense that he got specific information from me, and what Yalom would refer to, he was no longer alone in his wretchedness. You can see his affect brighten, and he kind of understood why he got that way. And he went on to explain that in his marriage, that his wife kind of didn't get why he would just freeze up. And it was a pretty definitive, concrete, measurable clinical experience that the training I got at IFP was actually useful and can maybe empower some hope in this gentleman. It really opened the door where he moved from pre-contemplative stage of readiness to action stage of readiness. So that was a specific example that came to me pretty vibrantly.
Tommy, then that sounds intense and really helpful. What would you say, as far as the IFP training, how it might have been different than other professional development training you've had in the past?
Sure. I can honestly say in my field, you have to get X amount of hours of training each year to maintain proficiency in your ability to work. And, trainings are after work, and they're usually kind of dry and sterile. They're important. But the trainings I've got, which was one session of 8 and the next session of 12, and this is 12, so there a lot of trainings. The more interactive, we learn as helping professionals that a lot of the ability to help people comes from the relationship you have with that person. It's not so much the modality, but building that. And the people at this place are pretty dynamic. Marty and Michelle, and they really care and they're dedicated. That comes off in the training. The dedication to the readings I discussed earlier, where they're pretty much to the script, which in the present moment sometimes is like, annoying, but it's very useful. It really implants it, and you get to do that in your everyday life because, it's a busy business in behavioral health. They also spend a lot of time on nurturing their nurturers, which is, I don't want to say rare, but that's not usually the focus.
Right.
I think that their ability to advocate, I'm big for public policy. I think we need more awareness on trauma-related issues and other issues, and that's a consistent theme which you don't really hear in training. So pretty different than most of the trainings I've attended in my years in this field.
Wow. Well, you know what, Tommy, that's something that seems to be a common denominator we've heard in about the last 15 people that we have had a hangout with. So thank you so much.
The bags are nice.
The bags are nice?
They're nice, yeah.
Good. And are they man bags?
I don't care. I'm secure in my masculinity.
There you go.
I can do the merch. I can do it all. The man. I'm fine.
That's awesome. Tommy, thanks so much for your candidness and for being with us today. And we're really grateful that you had the chance to have some IFP training. So thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet. So for more information regarding IFP, you can visit us at ifpros.net, and you can like us on our Facebook page at the Institute for Family Professionals. Thanks so much for being with us today. Again, this is Angela Denny, and we'll see you next time.